Guess who's back in the house? Happy Monday. I hope that you guys are having a great day. Amazon released episode 8 of Dragula early, so I just finished watching it and I'm so excited to talk about it. And so we first have Landon and Dollya in the boudoir, and it's just them, and they're talking about who they think has went home. And Dollya thinks it's Louisiana because Louisiana has not won a challenge. But Landon is secretly hoping that it's Eva because Landon has stated that Eva has been her biggest competition during this season, and she wants Eva eliminated because it gets Landon closer to the crown. And eventually, Louisiana and Priscilla walk in, and so they learn that their main challenge is to reinvent a Halloween archetype. So, like vampires, um, witches, jack o' lanterns, heroes, and then elevate that concept. But they also have to um, create a jack o' lantern, or they have to decorate a jack o' lantern with their outfit, which is kind of like a cool take. And so this entire episode has like a Halloween theme. And this is actually one of my favorite episodes thus far from everything that happened during the show. And for the first time in Dragula history, the contestants have to lip sync against each other. So I wasn't sure if they were going to have kind of like two versus two or have all four of them lip sync at the same time, which can kind of get a little bit sloppy with so many performers on stage at the same time. Um, and so I was really excited about that because all of them are very different performers. Um, I could kind of like say early on there are a few people kind of like that were eliminated previously that they have a similar style of performance, but all of the top four have unique styles of performing. So this is going to be really cool. Another cool thing is that the winner of this particular challenge will receive $1,000 gift card for a, I think kind of like a corset. And then the winner will also receive a headlining spot at the Boulet brothers annual Halloween party. So I went to the Halloween party last year and Valentina actually performed, and it was an incredible experience. Like I've said previously that the Boulet brothers, they really create a welcoming queer space at all of their events. And so they would do events at this bar called Precinct in downtown LA. It's actually the largest queer space. How's it going, GNZL? Thanks for coming in. And they would do events at this club, and they really are kind of like come as you are. Everyone is welcome. Um, it doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter how you're dressed, and it's kind of the opposite, the antithesis of West Hollywood. West Hollywood, I feel like you have to present a look and be young and be of certain color to really feel embraced and welcomed in West Hollywood. Their events come as you are. Their Halloween party is at a huge theater that's three different levels in downtown LA. And It is an incredible experience because you get to meet all different types of people. There are hundreds of drag queens from the Dragula universe, from contestants on the show to people who have participated in their kind of like their local competitions. And then it's just you have people from like the leather community. It's body positive. It's femme positive. And so you really just see kind of like all types of things. You see people in kind of like jock straps and harnesses. You see people in nothing but glitter and body paint and a prayer. So that's what I love about their spaces. So I'm actually going to get my ticket later today because I really want to go. And so I when I was actually looking at the page to buy the ticket, the top three contestants will actually be at the Halloween party. So that's really exciting. And so in the boudoir, the top four contestants talk about the scariest things that have happened to them. And Louisiana opens up and says that she was in a car accident in 1999 and her car flipped over 7 times and she almost died. And she stated that it's kind of like if your trauma and illness will really kick you in the gut and force you to really live life and celebrate. And so at my former job, I worked at a trade school, and I would tell my students that the time is now to live. They would always tell me, "Oh, I don't have any money. I can't do anything." My students who lived on campus, they paid zero rent, and I always would tell them like, "You don't need to have money to celebrate life. There is beauty all around us. California, we have great park systems. We have great hiking trails. There are waterfalls. You can go to the better beaches, Malibu, Laguna, Huntington, for free." And then I told them kind of like, once you do save enough money, travel, see the world. Like nothing is stopping you when you are kind of like in a school setting and you're living on campus. You really have like a cushion, and so your level of creativity, um, I feel you're able to express yourself even more. And so I'm a strong proponent of just living life. I love to travel. I love going to Spain. It's actually cheaper for me to fly to Spain than to fly to Miami, which is really insane. But for those of you watching, live life now. Don't wait. There is nothing stopping you. Don't worry about money. Don't worry about obstacles. Live today, not tomorrow, because tomorrow is not promised. And so I really loved that conversation because I was hoping it was going to kind of like only create more dynamic performances later on in the show. And a really beautiful moment happened between Dahlia and Priscilla. During the last episode, Priscilla really came hard for Dahlia, and she said that Dahlia was privileged and she had an unfair advantage over the other contestants because she didn't have to participate in a Boulet Brothers competition, and her mother was a previous contestant on season 2, and she was there with her grandmother. And so Priscilla stated that, she came from nothing and had to build herself up and has had to work extra hard to get to where she is now. And because of that, she was really unleashing all of her anger and frustration out on to Dahlia. And so that was really a beautiful moment. And I love that they actually kept that on. But I'm curious if any of you thought that, and Priscilla's words were that Dahlia was coasting in the this particular season, and I'm curious if any of you think that Dahlia has been coasting, because I would disagree. She won the first challenge. She has created some really iconic looks during this season, and I think she's given some of the best moments that have happened during this particular season. And so I know that Priscilla was really in her head, but I thought that it was unfair for her to attack Dahlia like that. Um, so we go to the floor show, and the Boulet brothers gave like a great look. It was like a hybrid look between like Betty Page with their hairdo and the really cool neck accessory, and it was a hybrid with um, the mother from the Adams family, but the television show. In that mother, she always wore this really cool gray gown that had, and it was kind of like this gray, beautiful um, chiffon material, but it had like silk layers of black sewn into it. And so their look was very that, with this really cool kind of like cape piece that was off their shoulders that hit the floor. That I really loved their look. And the guest judges were Danielle Harris and Rachel True. And Rachel True is from the movie The Craft. And Rachel looks beautiful. She looks really good, like she hasn't aged at all. And so I was excited to see what everyone's looks were going to be. And so, first off, we have Louisiana, and she's wearing a red sequin catsuit with like this kind of like chiffon cape. And so, my immediate thoughts were I wasn't wowed by it. Her shoes match. She had horns, and with her hair, she created 666 on her forehead. And so it was a little too simple for me. I think maybe had she padded, it probably would have kind of like fit better on her body. Um, but I wasn't immediately wowed by her at all. Priscilla as a femme Frankenstein. Um, Again, I wasn't wowed by her presentation. It looked like she actually made the outfit, so I applaud her for that. It was well tailored. Her makeup looked stunning. The hair looked great, but it just felt like the outfit itself was too plain. Like it needed something more. The Boulet brothers said that it needed to be kind of like thrown in the mud, but it didn't. It lacked texture, which made it look very costumey, and so it needed kind of like something else to go with it to give it texture. Landen Cider. So when Landon walked out, he was wearing this kind of like BDSM leather dom top fantasy look, with kind of like this jacket, oversized pants, and a hat. It looked like a visor. I didn't get it. Then Landon started removing clothing items. So the jacket had fangs on the back of it that it looked like Landon had drawn the fangs on there and colored them in. And so underneath, he had on this muscular bodysuit that had gray and black body hairs painted on. He had on a black and red harness, which looked really good. And he took off his pants and had on these really cool cutoff shorts. And he had placed kind of like faux fur wolf hair throughout his legs that were also kind of like black and gray. And he on I didn't realize, but on the visor he had phases of the moon cycle, which was really cool. He his facial hair, which was well groomed, was black and gray, and then he had a belt that had like a wolf head on it, and he had on a choker, which I loved. Landon had my favorite look of the night. Loved it. And then Dahlia Black as the Grim Reaper. Her prosthetic looked really interesting. She actually painted over it. And so, and she put red veins popping out of her face and on her legs. She had on a like a black hood and this really kind of like cool gown that had like a weathered effect that was kind of like black and gray, and it had kind of like lace draped throughout. And so my top look was Landon. Landon had the best look, and then second is Dahlia. And so for the group performance, everyone was on the stage, which I didn't know how that would work. But my eyes went immediately to Landon. So on this particular stage, there's kind of like the actual stage, but then there's a runway that extends out and has like a mini horizontal space. So Landon went straight out at the beginning of the song, down the runway to that little strip in front. And so my eyes stayed on Landon most of the performance. At one point, Louisiana rips off her cape and she actually has a cutout over her buttocks, which was kind of like shocking. And so I like that. She needed kind of like more props and gimmicks um, for my eye to hit her. And at one point, she actually was performing upside down, which was really cool. Dahlia is a very seductive performer. She always has big hair, a large breastplate, and so she actually had a reveal where she removes the the garment that she's wearing, and she has this little like itty bitty swimsuit underneath. And so she was great during the performance. I really loved her. And then Priscilla kind of like faded into the background for me. She has a very specific style that is very kind of like 80s video vixen. Um, is the best way that I can explain it. She does these kind of like 80s video vixen dance moves that didn't really correlate to the rock song that they had to lip sync to. But everyone knew the words to the song, so that was cool. Um, So we get to the deliberation, and Landon wins the challenge. And so I can't wait to see Landon at the Halloween party. And everyone is up for extermination. And this extermination, if I was a contestant, I don't think I would have declined. I was like, just get rid of me now. They had to go through a haunted house. I hate haunted houses, haunted theme parks. Um, a big one out here is Universal Studios, and I went with my ex boyfriend and one of my good friends and like a ton of his friends. And so this was La Llorona, um, where you have to walk into a church and different scenes that were terrifying. So I had everyone to form a circle around me so no one would touch me. My eyes were closed most of the time. Oh my gosh, it was awful. Last Halloween, I went to the Queen Mary, which is a like a retired cruise ship in Long Beach, and people say that it's haunted because it's an old ship. And so they actually have a haunted attraction on the ship. So I went with two really good friends, and as we're going on, I basically pulled them tight so that they were on both sides of me so that no one could touch me or come at me from the side. But if they came at me from the front, I would like close my eyes. And so as we were walking on to the ship to go into the attraction, they ran away from me. So I screamed out, "Have fun," and I walked out. They tried to run to get me, and I was like, "Nope, I'm not going on." And because they were trying to run after me, the people that we were going to go on with, um, they had already left, so they had to go in by themselves, and they were split up. So it was just them by themselves on this humongous ship during this attraction, and they were terrified. And I was like, "Good, you deserved it." So they learned that the actors who are hired for this haunted house experience, they're allowed to do anything to them, and the contestants have to sign a waiver showing that they consent to anything that happens. And basically, they had to find a pumpkin with an invitation to be top three. So even Landon had to do this, by the way. So it was terrifying. So at one point, there were actors that put like hoods over their faces so they couldn't see where they were going. And then at one point, someone grabbed them from behind, and another person removed the hood from their faces. It looked like one of them was picked up and they were like thrown into a bag. They had blood thrown on them. Oh my gosh. And it looked really cool, but I could not do it. I don't have the heart for that. Like, um, at the Queen Mary for the other kind of like horror attractions that we went to, I was screaming like a baby. I just do not. I don't like horror movies. Um, I don't like being scared, and so my hats off to all of the contestants that did it because I wouldn't have made it. So we learn that Louisiana is exterminated. So top three is Landon, Dahlia, and Priscilla. Um, and so they will all be performing at the Boulet Brothers Halloween party. And also the kind of like main headliner for the party is Trixie Mattel. And so I have kind of like loved the transformation of Trixie's performance styles. So I really can't wait to see her. And because Trixie is there, I know it's going to sell out because her fans are diehard. And then also Kendra Onixxx will be performing, which I'm excited. I think Kendra is such a great performer. Every time I've seen her perform, she has really wowed me. Also, Gigi Good is set to perform, and she's believed to be one of the contestants on Drag Race season 12. So the most current season that will air in May. So I'm really excited to see what she brings. She seems like more of like a look girl. I've been to countless parties where she's been the host, but I've never seen her perform. So this should be interesting. And then there's supposed to be kind of like other performers throughout the night. So I'm really excited about that. So we are down to the last episode which I'm so excited about. I can't wait to see the looks that they bring. Um, the last two seasons, the looks have been just so spectacular for the season finale. One of the top looks is Melissa Befierce and her nun look for the filth component of the season finale. It was so unexpected, so shocking, so raw. Um, it was such a great TV moment. And so I am excited, especially Landon. Landon turns a look. So I'm excited to see what Landon brings. So I can't wait to hear your thoughts. Hi, Raphael. Thanks for coming. I appreciate it. Um, I can't wait just for the season finale. I'm hoping that Amazon will release it early as well, so I can do the review early. Because I feel like next week is going to be really busy for me with work. And so I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comment section. Are you excited about this particular top three? Were you saddened that Louisiana went home? Her extermination was really cool though. I loved it. Um, who do you think is going to bring it the best during the season finale? Um, so we know that Landon is always detailed. Priscilla, I'm sure she's going to be sexy with big hair, big breastplate for the season finale for all of her looks. Priscilla, I'm excited that she's got to this point because she has come so far. She's probably given up the most to be here. She kicked her drug habit and she was in withdrawals on the show. And so I'm really excited what she brings. Raphael says next week might be the reunion. Oh, do they do reunions? I don't think I've seen a reunion that they've done. That would be cool. I know for season one, they did the reunion after the show on Hey Queen with Johnny McGovern and Lady Red Couture. And so that would be really cool if they did kind of like a reunion before the actual last show. That would be totally unexpected. Yeah, for season two, I don't think they did that. Um, they did because they bring the dead girls back for the Last Supper. Um, was that a different episode though? Um, was I think that was in season two they did, and um, they um, oh my gosh, they all just hated each other. That actually was a really cool. I forgot all about that. That was really good because the Boulet brothers like went down to their basement, and I think there were like all of these trash bags. There were trash bags with bodies, but one person was like cremated or something, so they're just like a pile of like ashes. Raphael says I thought it was they did it in the first. I don't remember the first season them doing it. It feels like it was such a because like we actually had to wait a year, so it feels like it was so long ago. We have to wait a year for this particular season. But oh yeah, I'm excited about that because everyone will get back together, and they will basically kind of like see. Well, they will kind of like hear all of the rumblings that have been happening. So yeah, that would be really cool because I think when they do the reunion, they've actually have seen the episode and they will hear what people have said on social media. So that would be really cool. So yeah, um, yeah, I'm actually getting excited about that. But yeah, from season two, I just remember Kendra Onixxx. She like went off on somebody, and I actually really love that. Um, so yeah, I'm excited about that. So just like tell me what you are excited about, what you expect from the reunion episode and from the performances. I Let me know who you think is going to win. I'm gonna leave my comments to myself, and I'll let you guys tell me. But I have a strong feeling about one particular person. Raphael says, but I don't remember if it was with three queens or two. For season one, it was definitely three queens. For season two, it was three queens. Um, but the sad thing is, I can't remember the other two. I only remember Biqtch Pudding. I can't remember the top three from season two. That's really sad. Because it was a year ago. So a lot of time has come and gone. Um, yeah, but I can't wait for it. Um, I should have pulled out my calendar to see actually when it's going to fall. Um, it will be really cool if the last episode falls during Halloween week. If the reunion episode is its own separate episode. Oh, Raphael. Oh, you haven't watched it. Oh, you're gonna watch season two, season finale. Hopefully, I haven't given away any spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen the episode. If I did, I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, this was for anyone that's just coming in. This was my favorite episode from this particular season. Um, it was such a great episode. One and two, it has been a long time. Yes, it has been a long time. So yes, so I am actually going to go to a drag performance in a little while. So I hope that you guys love this video. I can't wait for the reunion episode and the last episode. If this is your first time checking out my channel, please subscribe. I add videos every single week. And I hope you're also looking at my Drag Race UK reviews as well. Thank you, Raphael. I will have a wonderful time. One of my favorite queens is performing, and I'm gonna try to shoot video so you guys can watch it as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please subscribe, like, share my videos to help the channel grow. Until next time, have a wonderful day. And also let me know what your favorite like Halloween costumes have been in the past. I I only dress up as one thing every year for Halloween. I'm always RuPaul in boy drag. This year I'm either RuPaul in boy drag or I dress in all black and I tell people that I'm a male witch. Um, but I love dressing up as RuPaul. One time I went to Adam Lambert's Halloween party at Bootsy Bellows, and I wasn't dressed up as RuPaul, but I was wearing oversized glasses. I had on a bow tie and a suit, and he was like, you killed it as RuPaul," and I was like, I think I was going for like '90s glamour. And so from then I was just like, I'm just gonna be RuPaul. So story time. So have a good night, guys. Until next time, love everyone in the community, love each other, and be kind to everyone. Mwah. Have a good night. Bye.